Good evening and welcome to the Mancunian Way. It is Saturday night, not Sunday night, Jesus, Saturday night. And we are back to talk about another Manchester City convincing win. I'm just going to, Vator's just come on backstage, so I'm just going to wait when he gives us a thumbs up. OZZIE, good afternoon, mate. Good evening, mate. I'm not with it at all today.
You're really not, mate. Do you want to start again? Do you want to go back to the titles and just start again, mate? Seriously, what's going on?
I don't know.
Good evening, Martin.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Better than you.
Clearly. I will admit I've had a bit of a naff 2 hours. I've had a very busy 2 hours, so I'll get my head into gear now. Good evening. I'm just going to throw Vator in. Not throw him in, literally. But yeah, here comes Vator. Good evening, mate. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Hello. It's Thanksgiving weekend over here in Toronto, so it's going to be a nice weekend with family.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, mate. Good to see you.
By the way, we're not allowed Vator on because he's a fake fan.
I'm a fake E-fan. I'm a fake E-fan, plastic fan. So thanks for having me on.
Go back on Twitter. It's been an interesting day on Twitter, let's put it that way. Right, let's get into some of those and then we'll get going. We'll go through loads. I mean, FIFA and Jack have been having a chat for about an hour here. I was at the game. Shite game. Well,
oh, wow.
I'm not saying anything. I said my piece on a Twitter space coming home and got told I was wrong. I nearly got something signed over the player at the stupid key running in front of the cars. Don't be doing that. Don't get yourself in trouble. We'll get into the individual players, mate. 3 points, all I can ask for, exactly. I'm not going to go through everyone's comments. I do apologise. There's loads on already. And I don't just want to sit here and just ignore Vator and OZZIE giving up the time, especially Vator on Thanksgiving.
Hey, no, I'm here for you guys.
He should be having his turkey right now, and he's scrapped that off. Or his nut roast. I'm not, I'm open to the vegans and the veggies as well.
Turkey for sure. Turkey.
I never know. You always got to be careful now. Can you say turkey? Can you say, you never know.
I think you can say anything, and people should just understand what you mean and not take offense. So.
I don't know. Everyone takes offence at everything now. We are top of the league. I mean, I took offence with OZZIE sunglasses earlier today, but that's another story. We are top of the league. That's a story I'll get into later on. I'm only joking. Sean, how are you? I'm just not with it at all here. Sean, can I just say, I hope you are recovering well, mate. The photos you sent me earlier, I'm devastated for you, mate, and I hope you get better soon. I really, really do. And I'm going to leave it there. It's up to Sean to explain it to everyone else. I'm not. Alec Johnson, good evening, mate. Martin's latte has gone Tom Betts. I still drink them. I just don't bring them on the shows anymore, mate. Hello, Big Morgan in the house. How are you, mate? Alec Johnson was a game today. Another great show. Sean, Alec out there just saying hello to each other. Spencer Mark, good evening, mate. Missed the game due to touring. Open day at Manchester with daughter. No, I'll tell you what a committed father. He's gone on college open days and missed the City game. Now, that's a committed father. Myself, I'd have sent the mother. But that's just me. That's what I'd have done.
You won't say it in front of his missus, though.
Pardon?
You won't say that in front of your missus, though.
Hey, I've missed stuff for City games, don't you? Good evening, Martin and OZZIE, Adam Quinn. And Vator. Vator's in the house. They are. Sean Vator's in the house. Michael Feeney's with us live. Good evening, mate. It's lovely to have you on. Oh, here he is, Mr. Miserable. The way I have to say good evening to him. Patrick, evening, Fossils and Vator. It's just wrong, isn't it? I'm going to you calling OZZIE a fossil. Get in, I'll have a bit of that. Calling you a fossil, OZZIE?
Yeah, I don't know what he's on. I think he's had a moment, a Martin moment.
Hit the like. Yeah, can I just say, the reason why you'll probably hear myself and a lot of YouTubers and OZZIE say hit the like button and Vator on his channel hit the like button, hit the like button. We're not just doing it because we want to be popular. The more likes we get while we are live, it sends the video out to more people while you're live. So more people join the channel while you're live. That's the reason why the more likes that go on, the likes are great afterwards, but the likes while you are live encourages more people to watch the show live. So that's why you'll hear a lot of YouTubers going, hit that like, hit that like. It's just, there is method behind madness. Hello, Barry. How are you? Though you want to sleep. Hi, Martin. Nice day with City fans. Though you want to sleep. I'll be honest with you, I was a bit like that in parts of the game today. That I could have had a bit of a sleep. I won't lie. I'm going to be honest with you, but we'll get into that first.
Wow.
John Howarth, I've shot Vader already. Good evening to you, mate. If you have already said hello to you, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just saying hello. How good was Akanji at wing back? Oh, Aussie's going to have a bit of a disagreement with you on that one. Right. So what we'll do first of all is what we always do on post-match. We'll get straight into the team news. So the teams today for Manchester City was Steady Eddie back in goal. Akanji went to right back. Ruben Diaz and Aki were the two centre-backs. João Cancelo was our left-back. Then there was Rodri, who came back in for the CDM role. KDB and Bernardo Silva, and then Riyad Mahrez retained his place on that right instead of came in for Jack Grealish. Erling Haaland and Foden went back to the left. Substitutions for the Blues was Gundogan, Grealish, Laporte, Ortega, Alvarez, Gomez, Palmer, Lewis, and Wilson Esbrand. Southampton, or as I called them today, Manchester City EDS, was Banzuna, Walker-Peters, Bello Kochap, Salusu, Parad, Ward-Prowse, Diallo, Armstrong, Alan Armstrong, Adebo, and Shea Adams. And then there was a lot of substitutions as well, including Theo Walcott. The referee was Andy Madler. And if anyone does actually want to know, the match stats were quite damning. 66% possession for the Blues, 21 shots compared to the Saints 5, shots on target 8, 0 from Southampton, 9 corners for City, 1 for the Saints, and 4 to 8 fouls on the foul count. So, Ozzy, you were at the game today, mate.
I was. Made a nice change.
Yeah,
my first game after COVID and all the restrictions that we've had. You know, I've not been able to go to a game since the first lockdown, so I was quite grateful to go back. That family commitments and work, I don't get to as many games as I'd like, so it was great to be there today. And yeah, happy for a win, especially a 4-0, 3 points on the board, top of the board as well. It's great. Obviously, you know, going just before the match started, we saw the team lineup, and I was a bit like, really? Grealish dropped? Why? I mean, that was my immediate thought was, what's he done to be dropped today? I mean, I know he's got to play Mahrez. You know, he's got to get him back up to form, but I just felt that, you know, Grealish was on a great run. He should be starting the game. And for me, yes, Mahrez got his goal. I don't think he was brilliant, but he got a goal. Yeah. What do you think, Martin? Do you think Grealish should have started over Mahrez? I mean, we had a quick chat before the game, didn't we? And we were saying that we felt that Foden should have been on the right and Grealish on the left. But obviously, that's not how it went.
Before you come to me, let me get Vader first, and then I'll give my little rant on the team, because I wasn't happy. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't. Go on, Vader.
Okay, all right. Starting 11, I was definitely surprised by it. I was surprised to actually see how the back four was lined up. Did not expect Akanji to be playing right back. I would have actually, when I first saw that list, I would have anticipated even Cancelo playing right back and Ake playing left back. Like, that's what I saw in my mind. Pep had something different. So I was like, okay, let's see what happens here. The team overall, I liked it and wanted to see Mahrez. I did not expect him either, but I wanted to see how Mahrez would play because, like the hesitation or like the criticism that many of us have had about Grealish 3-4 games ago, we've had the same criticism for Mahrez. And I wanted to see whether he would respond in a similar way, whether he would be direct, whether he would be decisive, whether he would take some of the things that he probably saw from his teammate in Grealish and what he's been able to do and translate that to him. I think that Mahrez pressed really early. A few of those chances that came to his foot could have either made a decision to kind of control it and make a different decision rather than hit it one time for a couple of the shots that he took. But I thought it just spoke of a player that wanted to get onto the score sheet. So, yeah, I think he needs another game to another game like that with better decisions. I think it bodes well for him. And like to Ozzie's point, did Grealish deserve a drop? No, but maybe because his form's been so good, Pep is like, I know I have you to pull you for a game and actually be a starter. So let me see what else I can get from Mahrez. But the rest of the squad, Foden, oh my goodness. Haaland, oh my goodness. KDB, oh my goodness. And I can say the same thing for Silva. I think I saw the comment. I can't remember who put it up there, but Rodri back to the lineup. I think he does deserve a little bit of, it wasn't the best 90 minutes that we saw from him. I think he allowed himself to kind of get shadowed a few times and didn't present himself for the ball. And when he did, I think there were opportunities where he could have been aggressive and drove on the opposition, but his first game back off of injury. Professional win. And I'll save more because I got a lot to say. I'll save more, but it was a professional win. I, unlike Martin, did not have any sleepy moments in the first half or second half of that game. What do you got?
Right. Okay.
Oh, all right.
I don't have an issue at all with Mahrez. So before anyone says to me right now, and yes, look at these two puppets here going, yeah, you do, yeah, you do, yeah, you do. You got an agenda, right? Look, he's got his pens out already. Now, I shot Vita yesterday when I said, I think Klopp's getting the chop. And he turned around and thought I was madness. Vita's gone blurry at that. He's that shot. I don't have no agenda against Mahrez. Here's my issue. Fans have had a bit of an agenda against Jack. I really, really get that. And they understand why to some extent. My issue is, though, Jack has been one of our better players over the last 3 or 4 games. And I've always said a player's confidence comes through playing and playing week in, week out. Now, I mean, people have said here about Grealish has only had 1 goal involvement in the 44 goals. I think it was Scotty Moe. I understand that. But here's my thing back to everyone here, right? Bernardo Silva doesn't score a shitload of goals or assists, but everyone loves him. So if we're all just going to label Grealish with the goals and the assists thing, then you have to share that blame around to a few other players as well. Grealish has caused so much damage over the last few games. I would have kept him. I love Foden on the right. I think Foden on the right is far more productive. And yes, people will say to me, but he scored a really good goal today, Martin. And you know what? I get that. I do get that. I just think personally at the moment, he is cooking more on the right than he is on the left, Foden. I think probably when you think of the opposition, it was probably okay to rotate a few around. So, in essence, I think the issue with right back will always come up now because you have Walker out, Stones is not fair. So what you have to do now, Gomez, as much as we love Gomez, is not ready in a defensive capacity to be starting games. Going forward, no problem with Sergio Gomez all day long. So what you then have to do is put someone to left back in an Ake or a Cancelo, like we saw today, So you're going to have to square peg round hole right back situation for the next few games. Because you ain't going to get the trust in Sergio Gomez in a defensive manner. And that's why I always use defensive manner. Now, my issue today was, I thought, no, in fact, no, it's a good point, actually. Because I got told off in a Twitter space coming home saying to me, because someone said to me it was a great performance, and I went, yeah, not really. I don't think that was great performance. I think that was a professional performance today. To me, that was winning in second gear. All right, honest question to you both. Did we get out of second gear at any point in that 90-odd minutes today?
No.
Really, at any point did anyone think we got out of second gear?
No, I agree with you. I think because whenever we ramp things up, we were getting joy. Whenever we ramp things up, we got good opportunities. I'm gonna give credit to the keeper, right? And again, through, like you joked about, Southampton being our EDS Academy, right? 2.0. But that keeper was great. He stopped a lot of quality chances against him. And I think every time we kind of, increased the pressure and were very direct, it resulted in opportunities. I think the players kind of knew that. So they were applying it, falling back, applying it, falling back. So yeah, it wasn't consistent.
So I'm just getting told to be cancelled.
I don't know what you said.
Cancel, man. I mean,
is it because you wished me happy Thanksgiving and suggested I was going to eat turkey?
I've pissed on someone's mum. Well, what have I done here? Pissed on someone's chips. Anthony, why am I being cancelled? Whoa. Ozzy will tell me in a bit what I've done wrong. Ozzy will. You said this. Do you know what? I don't think it's a bad thing, probably, to stay in second gear.
I think you have those games, don't you, where you feel that City don't get out of second gear, they cruise along. Southampton were nowhere near the Southampton of last season, and it was just, I mean, it really should have been 5, 6, 7 to City, really, but because
I think it could have been if we'd upped it.
Yeah, and that's what. The missed chances, the brilliant goal that just came off the woodwork for Haaland. I mean, that was so close. I mean, I was watching that and I was just like, oh, this is going to be another fantastic goal, and it was just off the woodwork, and I was just like, oh, I wanted that to go in. But yeah, I mean, it could have been one of those days. Like you said, if they'd up the gear just a little bit more, I think it would have been. I think Southampton, the scoreline flattered them, I'm afraid, today. They were really awful. And I felt sorry for the Southampton fans because they had to come up all the way from Southampton and watch that. And I can only imagine how they're feeling right now. I mean,
I'll give them credit, Ozza. They cheered when they got a corner at the end. If you remember, they got a corner and they all jumped up cheering. So that was a bit of class. So they got a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, but not even a goal on target. That's, I mean, and we weren't even at our best at the back, to be honest, I felt. And this,
well, go on, because
for me as well, for me, like the lineup, it wasn't 4 at the back. It was pretty much 3 at the back. With Cancelo, it was like a 3-4-3 today. That's how it looked to me at times. With Cancelo going up, as he does. But the thing that was missing, and I'm going to bring this up back Akanji, that I think Akanji's brilliant. I think he's been a revelation in this team, and I think he's been a snip at the price we bought him for. But he was brilliant in his defensive. But going forward today, that just we didn't see the best from him like we have done. For me, I don't think we saw. He's not a wing back. He's not a left back, and I just felt some of his game was a bit lost.
Yeah, you know I mean? Yeah. To add to that point too is like I saw a tendency, and I don't know if this were instructions, but I saw the tendency not for him not to be as wide as what we would normally see from a Walker or a Cancelo, where he would really be wide on that touchline and play within that space. Because when we've seen him at center back, he's looking for those killer passes by bypassing the midfield and even getting the ball to Holland at times. And I felt like, yeah, I mean, we're being extremely critical because obviously he was playing out of position. Defensively, I don't think we can question him. Offensively, I think, yeah, we could kind of see him adding a little more. This is what was tough. And I don't know if I know I didn't tweet it because I was like, I'm just focusing on the game. But a majority of that first half, we were attacking everything on that left. Everything was pretty much being built up with Cancelo. Ake was feeding the ball. To your point, Ozzy, Ake was so far up the pitch, he was almost even with Foden at times. And I thought we were really consistent there. And even the few times where we came on to the right side, it would always go back left. And there were a few cross-field passes, Mahrez with his perfect touch, but everything was left-sided. And our first goal resulted in us attacking that side. I think it might have been by design because I think that would have been a lot to ask from Akanji to play like a Cancelo on that right-hand side, up the pitch, back and forth, and playing those passes. We all have to admit, no one has that ball handling and that creativity in that position like Cancelo, and it might have been by design.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so as well.
The three's always by design. If you look, when you're a Walker there, when Cancelo goes, Walker tucks in, and it becomes a three anyway. That's what we always do. I think where it looked a bit different was because it wasn't Walker there doing that. It was an Akanji doing that, and we've not seen him do that so far in his very short Manchester City career. I mean, listen, it does sound like we're being a bit miserable and negative. 4-0 is not to be sniffed at. Do you know what? When you look back on it, to win a game 4-0 in second gear, when you are playing every 3 days, you conserve all the energy. You know what? I mean, we might as well start. But, Southampton had no intention of doing anything today other than parking buses all day long. Surprised me a little bit because I looked at Southampton last year and I looked at Southampton this year. Two different teams for me. Southampton, to their credit, last season at the Etihad had a little bit of a go. If you remember, they should have had a penalty. When Walker should have got red carded. They had a go. And they quite thoroughly, I even remember Rich saying this, they probably even deserved the win the way they performed last year. But today, they got exactly what they deserved, a spanking. Because they came today with no ambition, no nothing, and absolutely gave up from minute one.
Well, I mean, they were time wasting so much.
Hanging team. Sorry, everything about them was hanging today.
I mean, there was a lot of time wasting in that first half, especially.
From minute one, by the way. From minute one.
Yeah. It was just constantly trying to slow the game down, constantly trying to break up play. And it was a very dull performance from Southampton. And like I said, that's why I felt sorry for the fans, because it's not the Southampton of last season at all.
I think it was...
Cheers, Pat.
Respect, True City. I think it was also a matter of Southampton making a point, manager and players, to be like, we're not going to be the headline this weekend. Right? I don't think they wanted another hat trick on their watch. It looked like a really concerted effort, especially defensively, that nothing coming into Holland was going to. There was no risk of anything coming in. If it looked like a ball was playing on the wing, everyone tucked in and was watching where he was, clearing balls out, because whether it was Cancelo, whether it was Foden, even between Silva and KDB, they were looking to get him the ball, and the defense did stay strong to try to make his day as difficult as possible. I don't think they wanted another hat trick, because it would have been another record hat trick with regards to performance-wise under them. We should expect them to be forward.
Did anyone? Do you know what? I was a bit happy today that Haaland had one of them games.
But it was marginal, right? Because that goal, like OZZIE mentioned,
you're mad. Because I think today showed a little bit of. I think there was a lot of idea of they're becoming a one-man team here. If you stop Haaland, you stop City. And I think today was a little bit of a message out of Haaland. Listen, he wasn't shit. I think he was just a bit off it, but also thanks to Southampton, good defending of him today. Yeah. And a little bit of unluckiness for him. I thought, the one hit the post was just damn unlucky. You hit the inside of the post and goes across the line. What do you do? But and Benzema did very well, for what he did. But I'll be honest with you, I was glad Haaland had that kind of a game because it showed that we're dangerous all over the park. We're not a one-man team. We're a team of absolute quality.
Yeah.
A team of absolute superstars that, you focus on Haaland and think, yay, we've got a little mini win. We've stopped Haaland for 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Great. But you didn't stop, Foden. You didn't stop Cancelo. You didn't stop So what?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah. If people are expecting Haaland to bag in every single game, it ain't going to happen because as much as he's brilliant, he's also human.
Well, you say that, Martin, but
Well, he is. I know there's critiques out that he's a robot, but he's kind of.
He needs to prove that he's not. He needs to prove that he's not.
Signatures now, innit?
I was just about to bring that up. That there's a petition, isn't there, online now to say they want. It's been signed by every fan that's not a City.
Well, Pep brought it up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Pep actually mentioned it in his post-match, and I thought was piss funny.
That alone, I think was great for your point exactly that we're not just a one-man team. We're not a Spurs when it comes to just Harry Kane. We're
not that Erling Haaland team.
Exactly. I think, and we know it could possibly happen if. He gets injured, we know we can go back to revert to, a false nine, but we've got Alvarez as well. So
I'm getting told now, no, he's not human.
He's got to prove that he's not.
He needs to draw some blood because I don't think
everyone's there going, he's not human, he is scoring every game, stop it. I'm like, all right. It's not FIFA, everyone. Let's just calm it down a touch.
I wanted to also point out the fact that he's going to have games where I think the whole team, the defense, they're going to be so amped up just to stop him. And to your point, Martin and OZZIE, I like the fact that if that is the approach of a team, and if we want to think back to times where we didn't have someone prolific at striker, because there were years where Aguero wasn't able to do his thing, and obviously we had to play with the false nine. I think when you have approaches and you can decide on maybe just looking to shut down one or two players, and I've heard this a lot this week, even going into the Manchester derby, they were talking about stopping the supply line to Holland. Stop the supply line to Holland, you stop City. And
the butcher's gonna get you.
The deli butcher had no chance. But the thing that was so evident this week was, if that is your approach, cool. You can try that, but you're going to have an other supply line to other players that are more than deserving of your attention. If you focus not to focus on them, if you choose not to focus on them, they're going to hurt you. Cancelo's opening goal, he was applying pressure that entire first 15 minutes. Like, he was just relentless. And I don't know if someone talked to him in a tunnel. I don't know if he was looking at previous matches and thought, I'm going to cook today. But he was all over it, applying it. And that goal was...
Well, I'm going to throw a bit of breaking news out to you both.
Oh, no.
Sit down. Get ready. Everyone in the chat. Martin's about to praise Cancelo.
Hold the presses. Hold the presses. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him some praise. Look, mate, he's getting in close. Listen, I thought the man was on a mission today. I thought he was going forward. he was scary good. Scary good. And I said it the other night in the derby. I love him with Aka. Him with Aka gives me so much more reassurance at the back. And if you look today, see, I don't know whatever they showed on the highlights. Anytime Cancelo had anyone with him, Aki went to cover as well. Yeah. Cancelo was never on his own defending on that left-hand side. Yeah. Aki was there holding his hand. I don't mind that. Because do you know what? Show me a player that's good at every single part of the game, and I'll show you. Then you can show me a robot, because they don't exist. There are weaknesses in every player's games, and for Cancelo, you've got to remember this guy's not a natural fullback. He's full. You know, the same with Sergio Gomez, the same with Zinchenko. We are moving these teams, these players into positions. So I have no problem with Cancelo having a little bit of support with Ake. In fact, I want it. Do it more. Thanks very much. Yeah. I thought Ake was very underrated today. There's not been enough smoke put on Ake today. That guy has cooked for the last... Every time he's played, I've not said he's had a bad game yet.
I agree. You know what was making me so nervous, though, is I think within a 3-minute spell, there was like 2 head collisions. Like, I think he put his head in for a clearance, and there was a little collision to his head. I saw him grabbing the back of his head, and there was another moment I think he got taken down to the ground, and he hit the ground with his head as well. Like, I was like, Ake, just protect that body a little bit, because we don't want you out again.
He has no fear, does he?
Yeah, exactly.
No. I mean, I think we really have. This may be a big statement, but I think it's true. I think we've got the best 5 backs, the best 5 centre backs in the league. I mean, I really do. You know, I mean, I know Stones hasn't really featured much this season, but I still think he's a class above everybody else. Aki definitely is. Akanji definitely is, and he's only just started his City career. Diaz is, for me, is one of the best that's been with us for the last few seasons. And Laporte, again, you know, once he's back at full fitness, I think, you know, he will become just as brilliant as he was last season. So it's just scary to think about. Like, I mean, yeah.
Do you know when I changed my everything on Ake was, I think it was the Champions League game when his father was very ill, and then I think either his father passed away that night or the day after, and I saw a guy with a set of bollocks. Excuse my French, but I did. Yeah. His father was seriously ill, and he went on that pitch and stood like a man. And from there on in, I've seen a proper man. And do you know what? I was over the moon when he didn't go to Chelsea, because that would have hurt if he'd have gone to Chelsea.
Yeah. I think what would have more hurt is that he would have gone for a silly price as well, because his price now has got to increase. I mean, we got him for what, just over 40 million. For me now, his price is
41 point something daft million anyway.
Something daft.
I mean, Cancelo's goal. Let's talk about it. What a finish! Because at that point, Benzema had done okay, kept everything. And you know what? I thought, what a strike. Yeah. Crisp, clean, bottom corner, across the goalie. That's what you want. You teach your strikers, you go across the goal. Because if the keeper palms anything, comes out, and the guy goes in. Good evening, Ad. I hope you're well, mate. So at the end of the day, perfect finish from Cancelo. And then Foden followed it up with an absolute exquisite little chip over the goalie, a little dink chip, whatever you want to call it. That again, I thought it was 2 exceptional goals. But for me, I think it was going to take something like that to unlock Southampton.
Yeah.
Because I think they were being stubborn bastards up to that point, and they were like, "No, you're not getting through. You're not having this." And to me, like I said, I thought they played ugly, like their kit today, ugly.
Yeah. I think there were
See
a
that
few.
game? Awful. Come on.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, bad.
There was a few spells where we were passing the ball, being very direct, open them up. I mean, that goal that was just missed by the slightest of margin, Holland. That was quick decisions, explosive in the spaces. It just he did everything perfect. It just hit the edge of that post. But to your point, it did require some little extra specialness that comes from the players. And Cancelo was dancing on that wing. He chopped and stopped and had that defender Walker Peters all over the place, and that the composure that he showed to put that on net and just be decisive, because you could see he wanted it. He wanted that goal. He wanted that goal, and deservingly so. He opened it up. Foden, I have to say, Foden's goal shows that he's at a very high level of confidence right now, because there was no doubt the weight of that shot in the net. He, even before it cleared the line, he was already running to the side to celebrate. He's feeling it right now. I know
It was
very good goals.
You know, I've got to say, I thought it was nice, and it was everything. Haaland, like I said, I thought he had a bit of it. He tried. You know,
Got his goal.
very unlucky with the one on the post. Pardon?
Got his goal though. I mean, you know, so
We're
keep him out
going
forever.
to come on to the second half. Thought 2-0 was a very safe and a very decent scoreline. And then second half, we got an early goal, which I think for me killed the game completely then. Because Mahrez, less than 5 minutes into the second half, Mahrez, who I've knocked, as everyone says. Me and Mahrez are exchanging pen letters and, you know, love letters and everything else. But it was a lovely finish. It really was. And you could see that's when the game went, over, finished at that point. And I think, if I remember right, Pep was looking at making subs at 3-0, wasn't there?
Is that the point where you started getting sleepy after Mahrez's goal?
No, see, when I say sleepy, I just thought, I don't think we were our usual fluent self. I thought, to put it bluntly, on the best analogy of the game is, I thought the game was a bit bitter. There was times of breathtaking moments, and there was times of just, what we're doing is you know what I mean? It's like I'm not seeing a lot said about De Bruyne today. I thought De Bruyne was just today, if I'm honest with you. I didn't look at De Bruyne. I mean, you were there. You can tell me. Maybe I'm talking shit. Tell me I'm talking shit.
I mean, I think for me, I think he had some moments where he stood out, but there were just few and far between for me. You know, I think he sometimes he kind of got the game by the scruff of his neck and just pulled it forward. Do you know what I mean? At times where he needed to, at times where he felt probably that they needed to jump that gear a little bit higher than it was. And he does that really well. Yeah, I mean, for me, Pep had decided, like he did in the derby last week, where that third goal killed the game, in come the substitutions, and that's where the game really started going stale for me. And I just thought, this is where he is doing some massive conservatives, you know, where he's thinking, I've got Copenhagen next, I've got Liverpool after that, I really need to look after my team that I've got, you know. And I thought what was the big surprise for me is that he took Foden off. I was expecting KDB to come off, in all honesty. But
he did later on, didn't he?
He did later on, but I'm saying that the first substitution was a surprise. I wasn't expecting Foden to go straight off. I thought it would be KDB or even Bernardo, but actually it was Foden. So that did shock me a little bit. But then, you know, you look at the substitutions, and I think, you know, for me, one of the best substitutions in the game was Cole Palmer. I thought once he came on, he was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
I thought Palmer was great. I
I thought
Grealish
Lewis was good as well.
Lewis looked good. I thought Grealish looked positive when he come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked
Oh,
really
I don't think he really got
back.
into the game, if I'm honest, but I think he definitely kind of came in.
Do you know out of them all, out of all the subs, who I thought was like not in it?
Gomez.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the second time since he's come on as a sub. And do you know what? This has always been the problem with man. This is why I've always said be careful. Because we big this kid up so much. This is why I went a bit, let's just be careful. Let's not jump on the bandwagon straight away here of, he's the next Aguero, he's more exciting than Ireland, he's this, he's that. He's that. I get all the excitement, but the last 2 games he's come on, he's just been a bit for me. He's looked off pace.
The thing for me with Alvarez is, and the only thing hurting him, and it's very similar to some of the players.
He's not starting games for me.
It's
That's
not
what's hurting him.
He's not starting, but it's similar to some of the players we've had to, let develop away from the club because of the quality that we have in the midfield. I think because of Holland, I think that's where Alvarez would really get his majority of his playing time and where he could actually shine. Having him out the wing, yes, he maybe did that at River Plate, but it's just not the natural spot for him. So he's trying to find his way. Obviously, we all know the quality's there, but I don't think it's doing the best service for him as of now. I wanted to piggyback on Cole Palmer. Every time he's on that pitch, I love how aggressive he is. I love how he wants to show his ability, how he wants to take on players. He is doing everything to make that defender make decisions when he's on the field, and Pep's trusting him.
That's my point, mate. Cole Palmer at the minute looks more exciting than Alvarez when he comes on.
Yeah, but I also think it's what they're kind of asked to do. But I agree.
I'm not having to go at Alvarez.
No.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this from my old point. And Ozzy, you know what I mean on this is, I said let's just be careful with Alvarez. Yeah. Let him adjust. Let him have this first season to just get involved. Let him relax. But because the other reason is there's always a meltdown when he doesn't start. And why is he not starting? Why is he not this? It's like because he's a young lad.
Yeah.
Let him develop. I just think we don't want to put too. Listen, the guy's a baller. We know he is. The guy's going to absolutely do wonders. But the trouble is, there's been that much expectation put to him. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, where do you go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the thing that Pep will look at. And when I see Cole Palmer coming on that right wing, and I see him cooking, I'm like going, hang on a minute, this is what I'm expecting Alvarez to do. So I'm like, so to me, that's all I mean. Cole Palmer, I love Cole Palmer. I think he's amazing. I had Cole Palmer up there as the next guy through. I was hoping he would. Even though I had some not doubts, but I was like, don't ever thrust him in. I think what Pep's doing with him is exactly spot on. 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 25 here, this, that, and the other.
What he did with Foden.
Like he did with Foden.
Yeah.
Spot on. That is exactly how to do it. Rico Lewis, I think Pep loves. He absolutely loves him. You can tell every time he talks about him, the guy's salivating. But then I also remember what he said about, was it Egan Riley and who else did he say it about? And then now at Burnley. So I'm like, whenever they Pep go, he's the best young fullback I've ever seen. And I'm like, hang on. You said that about players before and then sold them 3 months later. So
I think.
I was just going to go back to just the Alvarez. I mean, when we signed him, I was quite, I said a lot on the channel before he even came to City. I was like, this kid is brilliant. I just think he's going to, as soon as he comes to City, will be amazing, especially in a Pep side. And we have seen glimpses of that, and I think that's what we need to remember. And I think, yes, there is now that people have seen it, people are desperate to see more of it. The slight worry I have as well is that, he could become Jesus Mark II. Do you know what I mean? Where Jesus never fully integrated to the team properly. Yes, he was brilliant when he had his chances sometimes, and he scored a bag full of goals. But it's going to be so difficult for him to get into the City team. He's rarely going to start up front because most of the time it's going to be Haaland. Unless it's a Carabao Cup game or an FA Cup game, in the early stages. I think he will predominantly be on the wing more than he will be starting up front. So I think you're right, Martin. We have got to give him more time. It's his first season, and people still have to remember that he came in the back of finishing with River Plate, and they were still playing at that when he literally only had a week or two off, and then he was starting for City. So,
I don't want people to think I'm not listening. I'm not having a pop. I like Alvarez. And all I've said about Alvarez is I think he's got bags of talent. The guy will be an absolute player for City, I think, for the next 5 or 10 years if he carries on. I think as fans, we put a bit too much expectation at the beginning. And we just need to draw. I think we forgot how young he was and where he was coming from. And I think the excitement all got some of us and we're like, yay! So that's all. Alvarez is going to be a baller. I know he is. Cole Palmer, I think he'll be the next one in. Haaland, let's talk about the big man. And I purposely left this. Blue Art's been talking about him, everyone is. Like I said, I don't think he had his greatest performance today. Even though everyone will say, well, he doesn't really get involved in a lot of games anyway. But he's normally a bit more involved than what he was today. There was a lot of trying from him. But to me, that's what makes him probably the best. He can be quiet and then bang, score an absolute great, lovely finish, low. Very similar to the Derby goal. If you go back to the United goal and the third, you remember the hat-trick goal that he scored? Today was a sort of very similar goal to me. Lovely finish. Goalkeeper, no chance. Lovely ball in. I think it was it Gomez who put it in, or was it? Because I know it was from the left.
No, it was Cancelo. Yeah, because he went over and hugged him, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was a lovely finish. And that's 20 league goals.
No,
20.
Sorry, in all competitions,
goals, not 20 league goals. Yeah. That is 20 goals already.
Yeah.
15 in the league. I think was it 15th in the league today. So by the way, Rory Jennings, I know you're probably not watching, mate, but he's already beat your little prediction in 9 games. 27 games to go, you know what I mean? Sorry, 29 games to go. Jesus. Yeah. I don't know where they could go here. But listen, and this is what I mean. It's madness to think where he is. So by all means, this is what I'm saying. We're not going to get Haaland cooking for every single game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's just not. It's not human nature. But I'll tell you what, he can have a quiet game, score a goal, and everyone else around him does the business. So to me, I'm probably sounding so negative, and I'm not. But what the point I'm trying to get across is tonight, was that a United performance? No. That's my point. Was that a United performance?
Which now, when we think about it,
is a great performance. So when someone says to me, that performance is great, my standards of great is the first half against United.
Yeah.
That's great.
Which makes perfect sense, and which also provides evidence to negate this petition about robots, because it's human nature. The players were all at this level, right, for that derby. They were all prime, ready, amped up to go. And then it's natural for, again, no disrespect, but it's Southampton, and you can understand that the players may not have been that up for it. So I think, they kind of applied it, fell back a little bit, applied it, fell back, weren't playing at that standard that we all know and have seen just recently against United. So, they did their thing. I wanted to kind of go back, and I missed this point and I'll tie it in with regards to Holland. But when Grealish is on that pitch, we can kind of see that he's looking to connect with Holland. As aggressive as he is, he's also looking to connect with Holland. We definitely see that from Foden, and Cancelo was doing the same thing today. I think if anyone is going to criticize us as a club to not have Holland score, or Holland not showing up on the stat sheet with a goal as that being a poor performance, I think that's the wrong attitude. As long as we're playing our city ball and we're moving things around and we're creating the chances to whoever they fall to, that's what we want. Him being on the score sheet is bonus. He's proficient. He's amazing. But if it doesn't happen, how we play as a team is most importantly. And I agree with both of you. It wasn't our best, but it was better than our opposition today.
Yeah, and that's all I mean. So when Ricky said that earlier later, and he went, "It's a great plan," I went, "Well, no, that's." Yeah. I think this is what I mean. It's the wordage of things.
Yeah, exactly.
When someone says "great" to me, I'm sat there going, "Notts Forest United first half." Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm looking at that. We beat Copenhagen 5-0. That wasn't a great performance. Because you've also got to look at the opposition.
Yeah.
Because Southampton came today to sit down and basically have the pants pulled down and spanked. That's all Southampton wanted today. So that's all I mean by it's no offence to anyone. Like I said, I think it's just it's a very subjective thing on what people probably think is great and not great and wild and not wild. At the end of the day, if we play like that in second gear and spank, by the way, I'll say this again for everyone at home. Every game this season, every game at home this season we have played, we have scored a minimum of 4 goals. That is unheard of. That is madness. 4 goals every home game minimum. That is Harlem Globetrotters.
Well, we're walking the league, aren't we? It's becoming a farmers' league. It's the reason that we're getting fans signing petitions to get rid of Haaland and, ship him off somewhere else because we're just walking away with it already.
As someone said, that's got to be heard now. By the way, Vator, in this country, that has now to be heard in the House of Parliament. That is now on the agenda to be talked about.
Crazy. What's going on over there?
It's like, I didn't know Liverpool and Arsenal United had that many fans between them all. It's like, wow. It makes me laugh, though, because you watch 85% of them people who sign that won't have a clue what the Houses of Parliament probably are and why it's going to be talked about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, they've just seen something online that says, sign that. It's like, what? What are we signing it for? It's like, come on.
Crowd mentality.
Are we pissing you off that much? I mean, are we pissing you off that much that you have to sign little petitions?
They're racking their brains. They don't know what to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I was listening to the radio on the way back from Manchester, and that is all I could hear, was just all the opposition fans, even the presenters turning around and going, it's over, and, City are making a mockery, and, it was just, and for me, I think as City fans, we're not saying that. We're not turning around and saying the league's over. We're walking it.
Don't know. I told you that today. I was like, I'm getting giddy. My words today.
I know you're getting giddy, but you're a giddy person, so that's not going to know that.
I'm a dinosaur.
Well, you are, but let me make a point. Jesus. Most of us who live in the real world, like me and Vator, we are still waiting for the slip up. We're still waiting for the slump. We're still kind of like, it ain't over yet. It's 9 games. Anything can happen. I'm not turning around and saying, yes, I already made up my prediction that City will win the league, but it ain't over yet. Do you know what I mean? Things happen. Decisions can go against you.
No, having this. I'm stopping you right now. This is the conversation. He knows why he's laughing. We had a conversation outside the Etihad today, being Ozzy, and I said to him, Ozzy went, I think we could go unbeaten this year. I said, Ozzy, we'll get beat once. We'll slip up. So how dare you switch that back to me, you lying little sod?
No, I asked
You were the one who said we go
that question. I asked you that question. I said, we're unbeaten so far. Could we go unbeaten?
You see what happens, ladies and gentlemen? I get set up all the time to look the bad guy.
That's because you are. I think most people will in the chat will probably go, yeah, I think Ozzy's the one talking sense because Martin, you're all over the place.
Oh, he's been to a game. Listen to him now. He's been to a game. You've got Mr. One Game and Mr. E fan down here, and right. Thanks very much, Michael. Listen, no, we're only joking. Listen, we like to have a little bit of a laugh as well here on the Mancunian.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to ask you both, though. We're now top. We're top of the league as of right now. I know that may change tomorrow. Personally, I think it will. I've told you what I think of Liverpool this year. Could we go and beat them? If I give you £5, £10, whatever, right now, and I said to you, you can go and have a bet on City being unbeaten or losing this season, which way would you put it? Vader's gonna kill me because he's like, I can't believe you.
I'm not even answering. I'm not answering this one.
Come on, I'm putting you on the spot. That hotline is on you right now.
No, I'm not answering this going unbeaten. No way. No way. It's on you, Ozzy. Go ahead.
Look, FIFA's weird. FIFA's got his chest out. Look, fact, he's with you, Ozzy. FIFA's weird, mate. Alec Johnson's weird. Their chests are all out here. They're saying it with chests unbeaten.
I mean, it would be amazing. It really would be. It would be amazing to go unbeaten. It would be amazing to kind of, because that's usually all that Arsenal fans can come out with, isn't it, really? That we're the only team to ever go unbeaten and this. That was a different era back then, let's be honest. For starters, the Premier League has become so much better because you've got so many other teams that can step up. I mean, we've talked about the current team that we played today. They beat us last season. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'd love it. I really would.
No, we drew twice with them.
Sorry, yeah. I was thinking, yeah. But what I'm saying is that you have teams like that, like Southampton, like Crystal Palace, that can come along and you don't expect it, but it happens and we lose to those type of teams. For me, it's going to happen. I think it would be brilliant, but I'm highly doubtful that we'll go unbeaten. I think there will just be one or two of those games that will come along.
We've suddenly turned into a Liverpool fan stream here. What's going on? We're going unbeaten and we're winning the quad. Right, here we go.
It's just way too early. Let's be honest, even for quad talk. I mean, yes, we're looking fantastic, but come on, 9 games in, a World Cup in the middle. We've got to. City fans have got to calm down. Like, it would be brilliant to get all these things.
Is it the Haaland factor, though, was there?
Yes, of course it's the Haaland factor. Of course it's the Haaland factor. If it wasn't for the Haaland factor, and we were still winning like this, I don't think we'd be talking about quads and going unbeaten. It really is because Erling Haaland is in the Premier League and he's playing for City.
I'm with him, Vader. I mean, I'm
not comfortable. Earlier. I'm not comfortable with this conversation.
No. I just said to Ozzy earlier, I said, I've never been. I mean, I said it to you yesterday on your stream, Vader. I've never been as more confident in games as I am right now. And I am the most pessimistic City fan you've ever met. You know this.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat who's been with me for years knows I am. Apart from one year when I called myself the quad father, and we were going to go and win it all, and then we didn't. So I'm not doing that anymore. But I did. True story there. I called myself the quad father, and I got told off.
It's quite embarrassing.
I was the kind of guy there. I mean, there was. I just. Haaland's given me an extra.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But I was racking my brain because I'm like, did both of you just get possessed by the body snatchers, and they're two different people in front of me right now?
Hey, I've not said we're going unbeaten. I didn't answer it. Don't throw me in.
No,
that.
but you did pose the dangerous question. So
I posed it in a private conversation. I didn't
fair
put it
enough.
out here.
Fair enough. The quad father is hilarious, by the way.
I might bring that back. Should I bring it back?
I would entertain answering that question, but not now.
No, I'm only joking. Listen, we're only having a bit of a giggle.
Of course.
Let's put it on, mate. It shocked me the start we've had.
Yeah.
It's the best start we've had in years. That's
incredible.
Normally, we are poor beginners of the league. If you go back, even when we've got Centurions or Formidables, we've always started. I mean, no, Centurions we didn't. We had an all right start then. But other than that, we generally start poor. So I genuinely think Haaland, yes, has given us that extra buzz. I think Akanji has given us that extra thing because I think the Akanji deal, for me, will turn out more pivotal than what we realise. And I think it was a shrewd bit of business that has gone massively under the radar by everybody.
Yeah, totally.
I think the way it was done, and it shocked fans. I don't think it was expected.
I still don't think he's been talked up enough as well. Like, I don't think he's getting the respect, not from City fans, but from the rest of the league and, and the media. For me, the media keep talking about, like, the signing of the season and stuff like this. But for me, he is already starting to look like that. Yes, Haaland is amazing, but he has just been a revelation. He really has. And for the price tag, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
the price tag for sure.
Listen, we're going to wrap it up there. Man of the match. Start with you, OZZIE. Who was the guy who stood out for you?
I think the guy that stood out for me today was Cancelo. I just think he just, as soon as he walked onto that pitch today, he just had a mindset that I am going to win this game. I am going to play out of my socks. He was just immense. He was brilliant.
Any disagreement with that, Vader? Are you with OZZIE 100%?
I'm with him 100%, but we have some differences here. I would also want to honorable mention with regards to our star boy. Like, Foden he's playing at a level where
Haaland?
I thought I was going to say Haaland. Hey, I can.
Star boy, so about you meant Haaland.
Hey, no, we got two. Yeah, I think the way he's playing, he was undeservingly getting criticism for his poor form in the international break. I think he's reminding everyone that this quality that I have hasn't gone anywhere. I love the confidence that he's playing with. I love that he has the touch. He has the intricate play. He's making excellent decisions, and he's taking on defenders. I'd give it to him as well.
You know what? I'm going to surprise you all. My man of the match,
Ederson.
Riyad Mahrez. No, I'm joking. My man of the match is João Cancelo. I thought he was exceptional today. Honourable mentions, Ake. Thought was very, very good. Really excited about Cole Palmer. I've got a little bit of pep in my step over that kid. The kid, I really cannot wait to see him in full flow in about a year or two. In about 18 months, he'll be flying. So I can't wait for that. But anyway, big thank you to everyone who has joined us. Listen, it has been a bit of tongue in cheek. We like to have a bit of a laugh here on the Mancunian way because we're all friends, you know. So that's what it's about. But listen, 4-0. We're scoring goals for fun. Haaland's at 20. Foden's on the score sheet. Cancelo's on the score sheet. And we're on to Copenhagen on Tuesday night. So, yeah, cannot wait. It should be an absolute cracker. And when we've got all the build-up for Liverpool as well. And yes, we've purposely left out our Liverpool talk because that's coming up. Anyway, big thank you to Vator and to OZZIE. Thank you, gentlemen. Vator and anyone else who's over the other side of the pond, have a lovely, lovely Thanksgiving. Have a tremendous weekend. OZZIE, have a lovely evening, mate. Everyone in the chat, thank you. Please do me a favour. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. That's amazing. We are going up in subs. That's been great. Go and give this legend, this E-fan down at the bottom, a subscribe and a follow. He's trying to hit 500 subs. Please go and give him a follow. Listen, you don't have to be a match-going fan to be a fan. That's a load of garbage.
I've only attended one game, but I'm going to make it more than one. I'm going to double that. So in due time.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Look forward to
Am I doing a live on Tuesday? It's an early kickoff, so I won't know. It all depends. But if I can, there may be a watch along. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, go and give this legend a subscribe. Thank you all, Blue Art, everyone, Alec, Anthony, Stephen, Jack, FIFA, all the legends that are in the chat. And have a lovely, lovely evening. See you on the next one. And Manchester City, top of the league again. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Take care.